the legs from your not. And hello, everybody. It's me. I'm RDV. I'm back here again for the best comics of the week. And to the side of me, I have the Geek Easy as well. You may not recognize him because he got a haircut recently.
That's why I wasn't here last week.
Ah. All right.
Can't argue with somebody who's going to do your haircut for free and say, I want to come at another time. You show up when they say, I have the time. So
I just buzz cut it with the Marine suit.
I don't have any crayons to eat, so I can't. Yeah.
And also joining me as well as Eric Breen. What's up, Eric? And then a special guest tonight, Lucian Prime, also known as Jay Lucian or Astrobots. If you know him, he's a huge fan of that on Twitter as well.
So hello, everyone.
Jay wanted to come on here and just say he loves Transformers.
All right. Oh, it's so good.
All right. See you later, Jay.
And I'm out.
Roll out.
All right. Yes, we'll be definitely talking about that probably, but a couple times, tonight. All right, so I'm gonna go in. I don't see anybody in the chat at all, man. I think Jay, usually you're the one in the chat, so that's why there's no one here. All right. And
but they can watch us later.
Yeah, they can. They should.
They won't. I can do double duty.
Hey, they won't, but they should. See, now
they don't. What's wrong with their life?
Mirania's not even here. I'm offended. See, hey, here's Trusty though. See, you can always trust Trusty to show up.
Well, it's in the name.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna full screen myself here. Let's inflate my ego.
So it's all about you, huh? Okay.
It has to be. All right.
If it's not all about you, then who's that all about? When at least with you, anyway, right?
If I'm not here, no one's here, right? Because I'm the one hosting it.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Mark? All right. My number 12. I got 12 books, 2 books, plus the back issues. So we're just going with my 12 new books this week, and number 12. Really shocked because I really liked the first issue, and I just went a 180. It's plot holes. Was not a fan of this. Eric, maybe you could explain why. There's at least 3 things in here that just kind of put it bad. Well, I mean, one major one is well, they go into this book about with George Washington, Revolutionary War, and so she says the lady here, she's called Ed. We're led to believe lately in this book issue that she might actually be a real person somehow, but no one knows. No one knows her backstory. Anyway, she talks about George Washington was wanted for treason, tasked for leading an army of farmers and tradesmen drunks against the most powerful military in the world. And the Battle of Brooklyn was a disaster. If it wasn't for the heavy fog that allowed his troops to retreat in the middle of the night, there'd be no such thing as U.S. history. And so that dude's like, it's okay. So how do you know he died himself? Well, the writer of this book discovered old letters that had never been found. Ones that Washington wrote to his wife. Oh, he's one right now. It's like, it is just like they go after him, calling him what do they say here? I think they something about him just being.
Let me help you.
Go ahead.
They said the hypocrisy of a slave owner wanting to fight to escape tyranny. Now, the part you mentioned, that didn't bother me because that's very possible that he could have had doubts and fears. I'm sure he did. And if you're looking at it from the English perspective, yeah, I'm sure he was wanted for treason by then because of the revolution. But the idea, and this is the part that pisses me off about leftists, is this they try to foment this belief that slavery only existed in North America, by white Europeans that just, I guess they stole all the people from, from everywhere they got them and brought them over, not realizing that there were more almost all of Europe practiced slavery. Africa practiced slavery. Some places over there still do.
Yeah, you should have them look up the Barbary Coast.
Right. So this idea, because if you get people, low information people to go, oh yeah, yes, it's the whole thing with wanting to take down Washington and Jefferson statues because
here's the other virtue signal: having a gay character commit suicide to motivate a straight character. And he comments that the guy says, like, "What? Even I'm a shitty writer. I know that's poor taste."
Well, yeah, that's bad plot point. And I said again, that part didn't bother me, but the calling the writer of the Calvin and Hobbes thing a xenophobe.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like just he could have said that she was angry and was taking it out through her characters, but I know that was a dig at conservatives having a problem with open borders because there was no subtlety in this issue.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was all about, attacking Calvin and Hobbes.
It wasn't. It was just using that as a way to get another one of his points across, and I did not expect that out of Sean Gordon Murphy.
No. But basically, in this issue, the only thing that happens is we get to see more of the main guy, his wife. And he feels rejected because he's a loser, and he married a loser, and he wakes up.
Well, hey, what's wrong with this? I mean, you have a straight white guy who's actually married to a woman. What's wrong with that? I mean, that's how non-PC is this?
Oh yeah. Also, the werewolf is actually a black guy. He just turns out to be a black guy. And he's also gay. He left his wheelchair at home. But like I said, basically they go the whole part of this issue, and this is like a big thing of summarizing. You can read more if you want to. He wants to go to basically Ed says we need to go say these books. There's 2 books, and this is basically easy mission to go there. And the revolution, was it the revolution? No, it was one before this. They're going to a tourist, like a book, pamphlets are and they're too late, basically, and all these people are basically left to die. And he said, "I can say anything." She's like, "Yeah, it's too late. We're gonna let him burn." And and the whole thing is he's upset because I just watch all these people die, and you're cold. You're gonna leave them there to die. We could save some of them. She's like, "You can't save anybody." I love how he says it. He's like, "You know what? At least you should have left me alone with my life. At least I could have died with her."
It's probably this is a good concept and it's a good book. Yeah. But why throw those things in there that
I don't know
are going to cost you readers?
Like I said, I don't know this book. This isn't a new book. This is a re-release.
But it's not. It wasn't like it was done in 1982.
No.
It was a couple years ago. I'm sure this was during the last 3 years or so, and it's just, like I said, it was very disappointing. I mean, I probably will keep reading the book, but like I said, I expect better writers to not go down that path, and I guess
I'm waiting for Kirkman to drop it.
Oh, that's coming. I promise you that.
My number 11, the week, Vampire Dead Flowers. I thought this was gonna be a one shot. Apparently, it's an ongoing limited series, I guess.
Ooh, we have definitely differing opinions on this book.
An ongoing limited series.
I'm not saying it's a bad book. We talked about this. The art was kind of wonky in here. It's mainly like a black and white with a little bit of color. But Vampirella basically is called to one of her old arch rivals or villains that are wrong in the past, and the guy to pass away, and she's there for the will reading. There she comes across this girl who seems kind of distraught. Towards the end, we find out her father, who's also basically a caretaker of the property, is a werewolf, and her mother is like some kind of demon banshee. So basically, it ends with basically the werewolf jumping at a Red Sonja, or not? It's not Red Sonja, but a Vampirella. But I do love the art for some things. It just feels. I know they're trying to go for the old. It feels like the old Warren.
They're going after. If you look at did you page through that Vampirella 1? facsimile.
I did not get a chance to pay.
It's kind of going for that feel, like the pre-Jose Gonzalez feel.
Yeah.
And because it's set in 1969. I mean, that's
yeah.
Frank Frazetta painted the cover of issue 1. That's who that is at the beginning of the book.
That's what I thought it was supposed to be Frank Frazetta, because
which I thought was a neat touch.
Yes. Yeah, you get to see him right here. He's painting the cover of this issue.
Yeah, he's painting the cover for issue 1.
I know, but it's like, this is.
And that,
So, like I said, it was cool getting her to see Frank Frazetta in here too, meeting him during Minterdale as a tribute to her late father. They said the color choice. Here's a girl. She's very ghastly blue, and like it makes you think of that girl because this. I mean, I love the fact that this book is coming out in October. Very, very Halloweenish. Considering the past previous vampiros we haven't been really that spooky. As far as with the themes, the story. This is a mansion where people are upset because there's a lady who's upset because she was a helper, didn't get anything else in the will. She's pissed off. The groundskeeper got the cottage, so it's like, did the old man die on his own, or did she kill him? And then like, what's the deal with this werewolf and his daughter? Why she looks where she is haunted? And then her you see her where was it? Her mother is some kind of like night demon or banshee or something like that. It's plaguing her. So it's like, is she even a real human? Is she like a hybrid or what?
Or what?
But like I said, it's not a bad book. Just because it's been over 11 doesn't mean it's bad. The other one was just bad. I don't like the other one, John Murphy one. That's why it's a 12. This one is because I have so many books. I got to order them by what I'm really excited to read the next one. Not to say I'm not excited to read this one, the next one coming out here. I just said while I was going through it, there's a little bit of more of a. I would say it's a slower pace for me than what I'm used to. It's also a slower pace for as far as the story-wise plot, getting the plot going. But I mean, it's short pages. It's not that long of a first issue, which really sets me. Because they're already been betrayed. I don't like that. I mean, I want, if you're gonna tell a story, especially I think this is gonna be 4 issues or 5 issues.
I didn't get that. I thought it was perfectly paced. I don't think it was being written for the trade.
Well, compared to the Vampiros movie, Danny Abnett, I'm just saying, in the Adventures of Vampiros, that's
I think that the Vampiros miniseries we're reading now is absolutely being written for the trade.
Yeah. So honestly, I thought this would be a one shot because every time they have one of these, it's usually a one shot. Like they had last year, they had the fairy tale ones coming out. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I will be picking up the second issue. All right. But number 10 is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. And this is the one time I actually can use excuse. I only bought the cover because I didn't have the cover A. I'm not complaining, but man, you see the interior art here. Look at the cover here. That I love that. Portraits go the still life portrait, and then you get like stuff like this. It's like a cartoonish kind of art. But apart from that, there was actually a really good story, and there's actually she's shooting people. There's so much gore in this. I love it. I was not expecting this from Sheena, the Queen, Queen of the Jungle, But I guess it makes sense. Fatal exams on the cover because everyone's dying.
Mm.
And as far as we know, if this is the second issue, is that people are basically in this country here, they're legally trying to mine for oil or something like that on the grounds they're not supposed to. It's forbidden. And she's posing as a rich kid, basically at this school, illustrious private school, which is right across the town over. So she sneaks out at night, and all we know is something else is going on. There's a cult going around that her classmates are involved in. I just love this because, like I said, it is pretty much she's It's typical, like, if you would take Tarzan, put him in the modern city, he's so used to doing everything, not wearing shoes, and there's a scene here where they have running classes. All the girls are really infatuated with this this rider guy, and she's like, no, he's like, I don't need a saddle. He's like, but miss, you need a saddle. It's like, the horse doesn't want to wear a saddle. I don't want a saddle, And then she takes her boots off and she rides, and she's a much more talented, much more connected with the animals. And she basically, because she noticed her arm was bleeding from her previous, she got a gunshot. So she's like, in order to draw attention to herself, she purposely throws herself off the horse to draw attention from that. So, I guess overall, it's a fun story. Like I said, I'm definitely having fun with this. Sadly, I would love to have some more Jungle Girl by Trank Cho, but that's never coming back. I don't think they'll ever will. So this is the Sheena reboot by which was originally with a story, I guess, was Sheena reboot by Stephen E. Zoza, but it's also written by Wes Clark Jr. as well, with art by Ediano Silva. So, like I said, it's only issue 2, and it's a good jumping on point. If you want to jump on, you can grab the first issue. You'll figure out what's going on with the story. She's got a talking bird, and then she's got a panther. Are her friends and her allies.
We don't usually mention editors on this show, but
yes,
Joe Corallo. Who's the editor of that book?
Joe Corallo, sir.
And who's the packager of that book?
Well, the guy who puts in the box.
Well, it says editing and packaging, Joe Corallo.
I know.
But in this one,
yeah, it does say packaged.
In this one, do they say Unk Nakima Unk?
When she gets hurt, she does say something. She says, "Where did she did say something. She screamed it out. Maybe that is what you're thinking of."
No, it's not. That's a reference to the old Tarzan TV cartoon.
No, but she did say something though. She was pissed off. She did say something. It was like in her tribal speak. That she's famous for. It's just like Vampirella has Saturn Circle or Saturn Circe. She says something like that too in here too. I'll have to go back and look and see if I can find it when you guys are doing your stuff. But I just thought it's kind of funny because Tarzan says Unk and all weird stuff like that too. But yeah, I can't find it. Yeah, it's yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I can't find it now. Dang it. Oh, wow. I don't know, but she has her own language though. In here, you see where she's selling it, the bird or the panther. Buy me some time. I think it's supposed to be like sort of her negative language for a busy attack, but and also Evil Black Cat was in there. Do you see that? My eyes.
Yeah.
All right. So number 10 is Rocketeer, Den of Thieves. I actually kind of like that. More than I thought maybe I would. They did give basically Betty in here. He gave her more of basically you got a girl fight. I thought that was kind of clever for that. Obviously, if it's a character for her basically wanted to not leave her Clifford's basically his sight. She's a very possessive, controlling woman. It's like she's been around the block. She's tired of it. Basically, there's a history of them too, where he's always running off doing stuff, and she's easily annoyed by it because she wants to be his center of attention, but he's too busy being Rocketeer. This time, she actually allows him to be. She gives him permission. When he asks, he says, "Of course, your friend, he's in trouble," but she says, "I'm going along with you." And this is something a trope that isn't new. We've seen this in movies before. I mean, you're going up against the SS. Now I don't know what training she's been kidnapped before against with German officers in the previous story. I don't know if it's by the same author, but you get to see basically the German officer, blonde versus Betty. little bit of cheesecake fight. Would it happen in the real world? Probably not. But I don't know. I said I do love the art here though. So story wise, basically they get dropped off in Germany, Berlin, and now they're trying to save Peavy, their friend who's kidnapped. And while he's distracting the rest of all the people blowing up their tanks and stuff, she goes in there and she rescues Peavy. So I know, Eric, you got this too, right? You're talking about.
Yeah. And at the end of the issue, we find out why they kidnapped Peavy.
He makes great PB&J.
Or great something else that the Rocketeer now has to face in abundance.
Yes. All right. Number 8 is Doctor Strange. I started to give this another chance. I mean, the last issue was kind of a dud for me. I was glad I kind of stuck around with it. Basically, at the last issue, General Stephen Strange, the one who's been basically trapped in this imprisoned, he was a previous version of Doctor Strange it's basically served the Vishanti in an endless war. The point and once the truce was made, the Vishanti knew there was no way of controlling him, so they put him inside imprisonment in this diamond basically. And they rebooted Stephen Strange being back to his normal self before the war. So he had no memory of it. And so when he shows up, he basically wants to basically reunite with Clea, and so Clea plays, well, yeah, I do like you, this version of you. Steven's always been a pussy. So I like this version of you, the general one who kills and stuff. And it was all because she went to visit him and tried to seduce him and then basically stabs him. We get to see a little bit of history of him, killing off an alternate Stephen Strange he's been on. And we also get to see Stephen Strange pleading through Vishanti and say, like, you created this mess, but, and it's because of you that, that because all this shit's happening, but they won't do anything. So at the end, Stephen, because he knows he needs to save his wife, makes a deal with what are they called? Oh yeah, the Trinity of Ashes. To give him the power he needs so he can go against the other Stephen Strange. So we're gonna have, this is a preview for the next issue of the page. So he needs to give a speed boost, a handicap, so now it's a level playing field. So I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. Usually, like I said, this book's been kind of up and down for me. It's Jed McKay. Sometimes he's mid, sometimes he's above mid. But number 7 is Darkwing Duck. I just been having fun with this. I'm getting a lot more Gizmo Duck, getting a lot more of the Justice Ducks. Just basically silly humor. As is Amy Diebert, I believe, who is basically doing the writing on this. And it's just, like I said, it's if you love Darkwing Duck, this is basically Darkwing Duck for like the show was. I know our friend Aaron Sparrow did his own version, and I've been looking forward to reading his. I think he's told me before that his is a little more serious. This is more aimed towards kids. And I kept thinking, well, it is a kid's cartoon character. So, I don't know. I love it. I'm sure he'll like his too as well. So I'm looking forward to reading his. All right. Now, Breen, don't get upset because it's not number 7.
You just refuse to do it.
Yes, James Bond 007 for King of Country is my number 6 of the week. It was in my top 5 until I read Transformers. Get pushed out. Basically, it starts off with James Bond in bed with an agent having sex, and then she gets the next page. She immediately gets shot in the head and killed by 009. Bond's trying to basically take down Mirrodin and stop the villain but basically ruining the world by because basically what he does, they have virtual enhancements. They have neural net links they put inside the soldiers, so the soldiers not only have enhanced abilities, but they can also talk to each other through thought. Could connect to a neural link. Basically, what Elon Musk wants Tonka to do. Remember his neural thing? And so, yeah, he's working with the previous thought dead at the 3 Agent Gon, who he said had an on and off kind of like mentor / like booty call relationship with her, and they've been on the run from everybody. So he was saved by Felix, and Felix basically told him you can't trust Gon because she doesn't want to destroy Mirrodin, and she wants to control it herself. And Bond didn't want to believe that last issue. So they end up meeting, going underground and meeting with Felix and some other guys. And basically, Bond's like, well, we're going to do the one thing that they expect us to do this, a full frontal attack, to get in there. But he's like, no, we're going to do something better. And this basically, he does what we expect James Bond to do. James Bond wants to basically, he's like, we're going to just have you guys drop off the plane, and we're going to take advantage of that Mirrodin has the most shittiest satellite. And basically, we're going to go there. We're going to clone the servers and then destroy the servers, and then we'll have access to the files ourselves. Of course, well, they go in there and do the van stuff. They basically are able to just shoot and kill the soldiers. They said, as he says, if I go in there, they see us right away. They're going to once one of us sees us, they all see us in the facility. So because Linus is a former basically Q. Representative back when 003 was basically the 00, her time. He developed ammunition basically that stops, basically disrupts the Neuralink, causing it. So they know that their soldiers went down. They just don't know where. So they have a blind spot. And he's basically betrayed again by 009 comes up by him, and then of course Gon reveals her playing card, and she wants Mirrodin for herself. And now it's a lover's quarrel for the next issue. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. The art's not that great, but to me, it's a story. And this is of all people. I'm not a big fan of this writer, but it's Phil Kennedy Johnson.
Well, so Bond and a chick are gonna battle it out over a chick.
No, over a chip, or basically. It's the technology where Mirrodin.
I thought so. Oh, okay. I thought that was a person.
No. Mirrodin is the company that Francade allows him to basically tap into any security surveillance using a neural link, and he also upgrades his. He's basically creating cybernetic super soldiers with nanobites.
I got distracted. I turned to FX and I was watching the first Avengers, and Cap says "Hulk smash." So I was distracted.
No, but like I said, he met up with this other double agent that was working with him. Last issue, they end up having sex, and then she gets killed.
I was paying attention. Oh, by the way, new Fargo, November 21st.
Oof. I don't know how that's going to be. Hopefully, it's good.
Well, 3 of the 4 seasons were excellent. The 4th one was just good.
So it means that it's going to be good. It's going to go down a step lower then. Going to mid.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Number 5 of the week is Shazam. Honestly, this is one of the better books. I know Mark Waid has had a spurging moment a couple days ago on Twitter, or yesterday. I can't remember what day it was. But continue the story. We get some with the Dan Mora's beautiful art on this. So what's been going on in the story, if you guys aren't following this, basically, Shazam is created by like 5 different gods, and the gods are upset how their powers are being used, so they each will take a turn controlling Billy whenever he transforms into Shazam. This time it's plain old Zeus, and Zeus wants to basically control everything, and there's Gargux, I guess, is the name of the guy who's basically in charge of the moon base. I guess he's another villain from someone else's villain. Guy, who he's actually, but anyway, he's on the moon base, and on there with him is Queen Bee, who is basically Dan Mora. Thank you for giving her some cheesecake. Because normal Queen Bee does not look like that. And of course, we got back at the end. We got Gorilla City, which basically was where all this all started because
Gorilla City.
I know you're going to say it.
Sorry.
The gorilla is basically without Grodd. Basically, they said that these guy in the moon stole their technology and they want it back. So Billy agrees to go get it back for them. Even though his powers are kind of wonky, and basically Queen Bee gives a story about who she is. Get to see her how she's controlled that, and she's curious about Captain Shazam, who's now been taken over by basically who's piloting right now is Zeus. And Zeus, because he sees Queen Bee. Well, we all know from a lot of different Greek sources that Zeus was a hornball.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, and now because he's controlling this, and Billy's just like, holy shit, they're gonna kiss her. Kiss, that's my body though. I don't want to do this. It's gross. Girls are gross. So at the last minute, he yells freaking Shazam and he just shocks her, sends her flying backwards. What does that say?
That's pretty good.
Breen, what does that say?
So what is Billy Batson like 9 in this?
He's like 12, I think.
Does he like gladiator
really
movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so then the gorillas decided they're tired of waiting around. They decided to attack the moon base. So we get the gorillas. It's just all chaos going out, and Billy's just trying to hide. And the original wizard Solomon, or I guess Solomon, he basically says like, hey, he contacts Freddy, tells you need to warn your family that Billy's in trouble. And he basically frees him from his mind control because the gods had basically put him under hypnosis so he could spy on Billy for them. Just fun art, man. I just love all this. It's just crazy. Monkeys in space. I swear there was a cartoon. Captain Simian and Space Monkeys from that. But overall, she's mad because how dare he, treat her this way later on and then do this. She wants to make him slay, and she's searching for the kid, Billy. And like I said, look how little he is. He's a minor in this. He's not going out. He's not the movie version. The movie version was much older, especially Shazam too. And basically, he was hiding in a spacesuit. She's recognized him right there, and she blasts him up, and now he's floating into space, running out of air. That's how it ends. And then we get a preview for Sandman, which I don't care to read. So if you want to look at Sandman, a lot of previews in the back of here.
Well,
I've not seen the Alan Scott one, which I'm thankful for.
Are you sure you don't want to read it? You just don't want to look at the art on Sandman, right?
No, I don't want to read it either.
Yeah, it's been daddy.
I know, but I also read Venditti and Savage 6 or what it is, and that was crap too.
Oh wow.
Like I said, I don't know what it is. He's on certain things I like him, certain things I don't like him, and this is one of the things I just don't care for it. Even with Rossmo's art, it's this point. Also, it's what's good the miniseries. So I'll probably, if I do read it, it'll be like when I binge it,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, MKF Mad TV was awesome. That was so much funnier than Saturday Night Live has ever been.
But so this is coming out 4K Ultra. So
Ooh.
if you don't have this, pick it up. Yeah, but here's the Alan Scott. Definitely getting the book in the middle, getting the Jake Garrick one. But all right, number 4 of the week, because I can't get enough of this book. Godzilla and Pirates. It's Frank Thierry, man. This is my first Frank Thierry book. I've never read anything by him, but apparently he did some Marvel stuff. And this whole entire time, he got this pirate who's basically kind of a Jack Sparrow kind of ripoff. He's drunk. He's being fed. He's in the prison, and he's telling this story to a higher up general, basically about how Queen Elizabeth hired Sir Francis Drake to go to this island where the monsters are, steal gold, and bring it back. And basically, at this point, they're on the island. They come across Godzilla's temple, and they notice that in this town that everyone's missing. Then they left in a hurry, and of course, they also talk about their plan to get Godzilla away from the cave because they figure that's where the gold is inside Godzilla's cave. They're gonna lure this giant monster by throwing dynamite at it. It's basically a giant lobster monster, and their whole plan is basically to lure it away to Godzilla's den, which they end up doing. Godzilla comes out and he says, "What the fuck?" And he basically wants to have some lobster. So while that's going on, like I said, it's like if you like giant Godzilla stuff, this is a Godzilla book you might enjoy. And the fact it takes place during the Pirates of the Caribbean times like that, it's kind of cool. Well, actually, no, even before that. This is Sir Francis Drake. So what was that, like 1500s? But yeah. So he tells the story. He's telling the whole story, and basically how they found the gold coin inside the cave. And of course, while he's doing this, the two guards don't like him, and they said this guy's full of shit. He's just telling you what you want to hear. And I love how the higher up guy, royal emissary guy, where he's like, "Shut the fuck up, let him speak. Have him pour him some more wine," because he's getting like a huge. He's eating and drinking while he's telling the story. Of course, though, because when they found the gold, they were also something else was waiting for them too. It's basically the captain from the Spanish Armada who hates Drake for the death of his wife and his kid. Wants revenge. So he's been plotting it this whole entire time. Godzilla ends up getting his ass kicked in this. He kills the lobster, pulls his arm and kills it, but then he gets pulled down by a giant octopus.
The Kraken.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's cool.
So Godzilla having a bad day. He was lured out of his comfort of his little cave.
He was taking a nice nap.
He was. And they're like, "Hey, here's this lobster Godzilla." It's the covers. So yeah.
Have you been keeping up with the King Kong book too?
No, I haven't. I remember Zach telling me he didn't like it as much. So
yeah, I've been on the.
But then again, I don't know how many King Kong books there's been out. There might have been another one.
I think 3's about to hit next week or the week after next.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kong and Godzilla, I was at Fred Meyer today, picked up some food, went by their entertainment section, and there was a movie, Kong versus Godzilla. It was 4K. I almost picked it up, but I didn't.
Have you ever actually watched the Japanese version of that
I've
with English subtitles? It's really good. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
But I think this was like a modern American one.
All right.
Oh, you mean the one that just came out a few years ago? That's a fun movie.
Right. I'm assuming.
All right. Number 3 is the Enfield Gang Massacre. This book just gets better and better, man. I did not know what to expect when I picked up the first issue. But I would have done it if it was for Breen telling me and Ash, get on this, pick this up and read it. It's Jacob Phillips, the son of Sean Phillips, who's and Chris Gordon, who's basically is Eric said before, he's basically Brubaker Jr. The way he writes, and it's supposedly based on a true story of events. What happened? This bank teller is killed, and everybody believes that it was Enfield who was last seen robbing the place. That he's the reason why the guy strung up and killed and stuff. So they go after him, and it's got this Texas Ranger who is going to retire, who's all just for revenge. He just wants to kill all of them. It's enough where the sheriff of the town quits. He said, "I didn't sign up for this. This isn't wrong." He leaves, and like I said, he finds out, and at the end, while he still does some investigation, finds out someone not matching Enfield's description was last seen at the bank. With eyes the color of coal, and a red bandana over his face. So, and Enfield obviously has been set up. But the best thing about this thing is that Enfield because he's pinned down, and because the Texas Ranger has the high ground with the sniper, and they can't move. So then his buddy comes out and he says, "Don't worry, buddy, we got you covered."
Got a little Gatling gun there.
It's like Arnold coming out like a 50 cal. It is, like I said, this is just fun. The guy on the left here, that's the Ranger. He's just hell bent and just killing him. Enfield, just trying to protect people, allow women and children, everyone else to leave, so he can, it is just crazy. And also, I don't know if you can tell it, but it's an old school paper. At least it feels that way.
Newsprint. Cool.
It's not glossy. So, and it's $3.99, but you're getting a great story, great art. I mean, great material. No runny ink on the cover, and it's like I said, it is just straight up Western. If you love old Western movies, like Unforgiven and all that stuff.
How many issues is that into now?
This is issue 3.
Okay.
And the first 2 are connecting covers. I'm not sure, and then I think this might also be connecting cover too. I'm not sure, but very fun. Definitely worth it. If for other people are kind of looking for books, that is the book you want to get though. Pick up that, at least read that. All right, the cover is still connecting on Enfield. Like you said, I think it is. I didn't have to pull the other 2 out from storage. I put all my books away. Was it Sunday night or Saturday night? Great. I had like 3. I bought about a month or 2 of books since I had a bag and board in it. And then because I wanted to alphabetalize them. Yeah, that was fun. I should have done that. It took me like 4 hours. Number 2 is final chapter, final issue of this series. No more of Batman Adventures.
Well, real quick, you still have them separated by titles though before you alphabetize them, or did you do them all alphabetized?
Alphabetized. I didn't. As far as I got I got Batman, and then like I said, like you'd see at a comic book store on the shelf. The trades.
Oh, okay. So you have like Batman and like Catwoman and okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah. This story is the final chapter of a story that was 30 years in the making. Paul Dini continues this along with Ty Templeton, and I believe the other guy is I think it's William Burnett. I'm not sure. It doesn't say his name right here.
Alan Burnett. So they're underground, the subway, and they're trying to figure out where Catwoman escaped from. They run into the Court of Owls, but first they come out these undead dogs. Oh my gosh, Court of Owls in the BTAS universe. Oh, that's awesome.
Right. Also, we got Talia and Selena squabbling because they both want a Bruce themselves.
Yeah, they do.
And I love it because look at Tim Straight. Look, one day could have come with me. I love that. So
not
they probably
alternative lifestyle for that one.
They come across Langstrom in here, the Man Bat. They found out he basically his wife is basically done. He's done with him because he basically chose Man Bat over her. Man Bat was shown recently, previously in one of the issues that he was inside the cabin captive, just as Catwoman was. So they want him to show him the way. They run into some Court of Owls characters, but the real cool thing is you get to see all the villains that they captured.
That is
from the animated series.
Is Tim doing the art on those?
This is Ty Templeton, yeah.
No, Ty Templeton, man, he's nailed it.
Yeah. The dude beat cancer, came back, and had fun with this. J. Edgar is the inker. He's no longer with Bosch. He's doing inking now for this. All right. Of course, while they're away, I thought this kind of funny that they had Bruce had Poison Ivy basically testing out this sample he got from Rachel Gould. Rachel Gould basically could give him his crop of grain, like a wheat, like it can grow in the most harshest environments. And Bruce wanted to know, is it legit or not? Because and Rachel Gould is dying. He can no longer use the pet or use it too many times. That's why his beloved is there, basically trying to encourage him, we should trust my father. He's actually trying to help. And turns out that only select people can actually survive eating the grain. And Rachel Gould is led to be says I'm in charge of the Court of Owls. You discovered it, my detective. My ruse,
As I was hoping that, that 90% of the populace will live long, natural lives in a world with space and resources to accommodate them, but no children will be born because they'll all be sterile.
Always something.
Of course, there will be children, my dearest. The unaltered grain will be provided to you and those you deem worthy. Together you shall birth the next generation of Earth's masters. And Talia's car obviously gets upset about this. And then we get some floating heads in the bottom here for Breen.
Ra's al Ghul is Klaus Schwab. He totally is.
Right. And, well, basically, they're outnumbered. Catwoman goes into his control. He's like, no, we're going to let everybody out. I love she says, like, you did see a putty pat. You did. So Cat, Spencer Tweedy. Clayface, and you get to see Clayface in here too as well as Jervis Tech and the White Rabbit. And also Killer Croc. And the crappy version of Scarecrow that I don't like. I don't like the design. The new Adventures. I prefer the old Adventures. And yeah, they all basically stick around. Two-Face basically said, screw this. Him and Rupert Thorne and Black Mask said, forget this. And it's a Bat's mess, and they leave. Killer Croc and Clayface stick around to help out. Ubu Bruce goes to basically track down Ra's al Ghul to the Lazarus Pit. Ubu gets knocked off and dies.
Whoa! They killed
Ubu?
Killed Ubu.
Did Ubu sit?
Yeah.
Good dog.
Clark, he's attacked by Ra's al Ghul. Little epic fight here. Instead, Ra's al Ghul says, "I'm gonna go in the pit," and she's like, "No." He dies. No. And so you get a little stuff here in the end here.
Oh.
Yes, Tim being kissed by a girl. That was crazy too.
And how old is Selena and how old is Tim there? That's got some Colossus and Kitty thing going on there.
It's Dick Grayson. Everybody loves Dick.
Including Tim.
And including what's his name wasn't showing up yet.
Yeah. Well, this is Tim Grayson. Actually, yeah, it sounds like Dick Grayson, what I'm saying. So I love it at the end. He's like, because Selena says, like, cats hate complications. Help me up when some night when it's just you and no one else, as far as, like, meeting those old Talia. And Tim's like, you think it's gonna last Talia? It's like, it's like I gave her a moment to say goodbye to her father, but then both she and his body were gone. So Tim was like, no, so that's no. Because I wouldn't have taken the offer, Tim. Not the cost of my relationship with you, Dick, Alfred, Dick, and Barbara. It's like, I know. I wasn't worried. And Tim's like, Ra's was trying to win you over with one thing he felt Bruce Wayne could never have. And he's like, well, Batman has a family. And loves up. It's like, Tim's like, I saw Batman flying, or Man-Bat flying south, and it's toward the waterfront. He'll be catching before sunrise. Buckle up. And that's basically how it ends. It's just driving to go after Man-Bat.
Nice.
Definitely one of my favorite Batman the series, and it's basically there's no crazy Bruce Timm in here. They had Poison Ivy and Harley, basically they're roommates and friends. They weren't lovers, they weren't kissing, none of that stuff.
Good.
So if you like the original Batman series stuff, all the way up to the New Adventures, this is the books you should be reading. Way better than any of the current Batman stuff in the 20 years that I've read. So, but that leads me back to my number one book. So, Jay, you should probably know what the book this is.
I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it is Fantastic Four by Ryan North.
Yeah.
I got the Ryan Otley cover.
Nice cover. Yeah.
I had a choice between this and the main cover, and I saw Ryan Otley. And I was like, I'll go with Ryan Otley. Ryan Otley's just fun, man.
I almost picked that cover up too. That is a good one.
Oh, it is. Except Daniel Warren Johnson in this. This is a new take a little bit on the Transformers. Basically, all we know is that something happened, that it must have been like his older brother that died or something on probably the Challenger explosion or something. They saw shadow flying into space and blowing up shuttle or something like
Yeah,
that.
they don't say it, but it's very clear that this takes place in the 80s. So.
Yeah. So his older brother died and the asteroid exploded, and what's his name? His dad. What's his dad's name? It's Sparkplug. Yeah, they call him Sparky, whatever. In here,
right?
He's an alcoholic now, drawing his driveway. Spike is basically trying to deal with his dad, but his dad's just total dick to him. He ends up hanging out with his friend. I guess it must be his girlfriend. I guess
that's Carly. She was actually from the original G1 continuity. Now they did swap her.
Nice.
She was blonde and white in the original, but I don't mind it in this at all. So
yeah. So they're going to go stargazing, but they fall into the ground beneath them. Basically caves in, discover all. This is I think you've seen in the previous. So it's new.
Now, whose idea was it? Jetfire makes an earthquake happen. That's what he talks about later. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So whose idea was it to go stargazing? Was it the guy or the girls?
The guys, actually, because the guy actually.
Okay, he didn't want to go stargazing.
Well, actually, he did because he wants to be an astronaut.
Right. No, that is they do say that in the book.
Yeah, but of course, I forgot about this. Now, this might have been two, but I think it's Telecom 1 or Teletron 1, whatever the ship they're in.
Teletran 1, yeah.
Because the Jetfire revives him. He's like, oh, we're all friends, and because he's been gone. If you read Void Rivals issue 1, he's been dormant on this other planet, and they for like millions of years or so, or whatever how long ago it was, but. And he basically ends up going here, and he doesn't realize there's a war going on between the Decepticons and Autobots. So because this, and I cheered for this. I don't know about anybody else, but this is a huge spoiler. Bumblebee gets his face shot off.
I did too. I thought it was a bold move, and I loved it. Still do, yeah.
I hated Bumblebee. He was just a freaking bug. That's why
I don't hate him. I've been a fan of Bumblebees since 1984, but since 2007, when he became the unofficial mascot, or really the official mascot, man, he's been beaten to death, and I'm ready to have a break from him. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
Bring back Megan Fox.
I don't think they're going to draw in here, but no message from Zach yet. So I don't know where Zach is.
I think I've only seen one of those movies. Never read any of the comics.
We get this. You see some karate here too. I want to real quick point out though that going back to that van that his girlfriend has, or girl he likes, friend, whatever. It's the same van or same similar type of van from Murder Falcon.
Oh, cool!
With different art on it though. The 18 van, basically.
All I know is that Spike and Carly get married in G1 continuity, and then they have Daniel. So I'm just going to go and say that she's his girlfriend.
Yeah. This is the cool scene too. Basically, Prime gets waking up next. It's randomly, the system's computer is waking up randomly. They all depleted energon. They don't have it full. So he's going to make distraction to get everybody out into the trailer because they basically gave him, they're basically, it's assigning them all, the computer is giving them all the different, like the Decepticons have certain, Earth vehicles now they've transported into because of the system, where before they just flew over and they scanned it themselves, the cartoon.
Yeah,
and the computer's actually giving him the programming him.
Right. Yeah, he took it to another level, and I love with the more detail.
Just the fire explosion. If you've read Murder Falcon or do a power bomb here, dude, Optimus Prime German suplexes.
Yeah,
start screaming here. It's just so awesome. I love it. Yeah, that's the art, man. The coloring, everything.
That's my favorite picture in the entire book. The one where he's running out of the explosion.
He's got the kids
and Carly. Yeah.
That's you're cool if you walk away from an explosion without looking back.
I love that song.
In slow motion with good music.
Right.
And then because they do this, you got to turn the page this way to get the full effect.
Now the design on Prime's trailer is a little different, but it's growing on me. The color scheme's a little different.
They're like, "You're going off the cliff. You're going to die."
Yeah.
So I don't want to show all of it, but I'm just saying, very very fun issue.
Starscream is brutally brutal in this, for a better choice of words.
Yeah.
That's the way Starscream should be.
And it's keeping in touch with his personality as far as the whole thing with Well, he hates Megatron. He wants to be number one leader. So with Megatron being down, he's like, "Good, I'm a leader. Don't you dare say that name."
Yep. And for right now, he is the leader of the Decepticons.
Oh, it is one weird thing on the show here.
Yeah.
Where at the I guess the oil factor or refinery place where they are. One of the guys, Starscream is so freaking brutal on the very last page here. He squishes the guy.
He loves every second of it too.
Definitely not in your cartoons, if you always remember the
cartoons. No. Yeah, the death total in this, they killed Bumblebee, Ravage, Reflector, Thundercracker, and Jetfire. All very bold decisions. And I hope they stay dead. Personally, I'd be okay with permanently, but at least for a year or so. Because if they bring them back too quick, it's going to cheapen the theme and the tone set from this first issue. That Starscream in that Duke cover, did you notice that?
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to have to get these two. Is that the arc on the Cobra Commander one? I think it is.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, man. They are really tying this whole Energon universe in.
As they should. They should all have a connecting universe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The only one that's not connected is Larry Hama's. But, so I also did get some, I got the new issue of Walking Dead. Well, newest reprint. Deluxe colored version.
Cool.
That's pretty much how I feel about this character. But it's basically it's the origin story of Michonne.
Is it like the origin story in the show?
The show is different.
Yeah.
But this was the reprint that came out this week.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Not a fan of the color though. I don't like the cover, how it's like the panel glass like that. But so this was $10 for this.
She was black and white for many, many years, wasn't she, in her original comic run?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I have some of the reprints and stuff, I think. But yeah.
Well, the original was 112 magazines plus a couple of specials, and they were all black and white.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff in here. And then I do have some back issues, and I'll get these out of the way, and then we can jump over to the next person. But real quickly, all right, Breen's already seen this one. Figured why not?
Is that about you?
And my love for redheads? There's actually I'm the guy in the background. Like really, bitch. Then we have Love Story. There swore that I was Captain Boomerang at first with that shirt. He's got the suspenders. I mean,
so that's probably before he turned into a bad guy.
Me parents gone off with another guy.
I know, right? That's what I want. If we ever read these on the channel, he's give him that young love by DC. You bore, I'm going with him. Wow,
you can tell he's a ruffian because he has he rides a bike and wears leather.
Look at his helmet, and he's got the evil
smile.
Yeah,
he's a ruffian.
You know who the anchor is on that, don't you?
Gil Kane.
That's Vinny C.
Oh, it is Vince Coletta.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at these as far as but all right, keeping up with stuff. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Millie.
Oh yeah, and R.I.P. Dick Butkus died.
It's funny if you read those Millies, Chili was always out to try to get one over on Millie, and she was always chasing every rich man that was in the story. When they brought her back in a book called Models, she was a predatory lesbian. Because of course she was.
All right. And then because whenever I see these, I just gotta pick them up now and start getting these.
El Diablo's underrated.
So underrated that I've never heard of them until I saw them on the wall. Some Batlash.
Yes, Bartholomew. Can't think of how to pronounce all this.
Is that with is that all about just like Batman's eyes or something?
20 Lash Trim.
That's just they can't all be adequate.
Batlash is a good character. Oh man, how much did that run you?
$50 with 20%. It was half off. It was originally $70, but I got it for half off, and then plus 20% discount. So
very cool.
40 and 50.
That looks like a very fine right there.
The costume's great, isn't it? Yeah, very fine. And I got number 1 of Captain America.
Nice.
So, yeah, this was half at $65. So, figure out what that is.
Man, your LCS is awesome. I must say.
A lot of the books just kind of sit there, and then he does move some around. He does have first appearance of Tiger Shark.
Oh, very cool.
And then he has the issue right after with Neymar. So both those. And then because trades are also half off too, and I do not own it. This is but now I do. First printing of the trade.
Very nice.
First Tiger Shark has somewhere under 5, right?
Yeah. That was up there, along with one after that. He's also got the first appearance of Clea Strange. She's on the cover.
That's Strange Tales 127.
I have a copy of the first appearance of I think it's Dick, one of the Tim Drake or something like that in costume.
And then because I'm a fan of this run because it is probably the best version of this team ever written and for Marvel and probably ever will be. Dan and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's a slick cover. I like it.
Yeah, much as I'd like to be the grandpa yelling at the cloud, that is the best version of Guardians.
Who wrote it?
Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning.
Oh, wow.
Andy Lanning.
Yeah, Jay, if you ever get a chance, there, while Civil War and Secret Invasion and shit were going on, everybody that wasn't being used in those, these guys were using in a space opera that was incredible. Annihilation and all the offshoots.
Yep.
Did you prefer it to Civil War and Secret Invasion?
Honestly, I am a huge defender of Marvel in that time period. I thought I liked it better, but I didn't dislike. I know it's cool to bang on Civil War, but I actually liked it, even though a lot of people were grossly out of character. It's just that Marvel was so bad for the first 5 years of the 2000s.
I would like Civil War if it wasn't a main continuity story, change things. If it it
needed to be changed though, because Bill Jamas, he was on record saying continuities for fanboys and losers, I said it was necessary.
So this is an Annihilation Conquest, Star-Lord 1-4, as well as Guardians of the Galaxies 1 through 12 in 2008.
So this was going on this was going on the same time as Planet Hulk then also, right?
Yeah, and here's how Marvel used to practice this thing called continuity.
I remember.
And Nova was part of this. So when they accidentally put him in Secret Avengers, they wrote him out like 2 issues in when they figured out that he was actually somewhere else. Nowadays,
that's the editor's job. Drop the ball.
Well, there's a lot going on there, and that's a minor glitch compared. I mean, at the time,
both companies have been doing that forever. I mean, you take a look at Marvel, Wolverine is everywhere. You take a look at DC, Batman is everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's annoying. And Spider-Man's everywhere. Or, maybe not so much anymore. But.
Well, I mean, the funny thing with Spider-Man being everywhere, he's written everywhere else, other than his main book, he's written well.
Oh, I don't know if I'd say if I'd go that far, but
anybody's going to Jeb Wells, man.
I mean, anybody, yeah, anywhere he's written is better than Jeb.
Well,
Zeb Wells.
I'd say I take it back. Anywhere but Dan Slott and Zeb Wells.
There you go.
But and then I got my trade-in or my book from Icon Comics.
Ed Brewer's Morbid LCS.
Hey, as long as they give good deals, I don't care if they're a front for.
Yeah, I don't either.
That just means you should get better deals and shit.
All right. So.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So this is the first time you're opening this.
First time opening it.
Nice.
What is it?
It's Common America.
Hamana. Boobies.
Go through Iconic Comics. Check it out. They have all pretty much. It's basically what we wanted from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
They turned it into a Western / manga. It's got this. It's got the storytelling of manga with I guess. Well, no, it's Western storytelling with manga into your art and stuff.
And so you mean with what you want with Captain Marvel? You mean good and
what I mean, like
well written and entertaining?
Well written. Here's the omnibus for volume 2. It collects all the previous. And then, since we were just talking about the 80s before, here's Zach.
My eyes!
Zachariah, how are you?
So, I haven't opened
What's up?
Hey!
Did you get yours in? Oh, I wonder if mine came in. I didn't check the mail today.
I got mine last week. I've been.
I haven't got mine yet.
Check your email. But they were I got the omnibus and then
Interesting.
volume 8 and the omnibus too. So I figured man, I why not get the omnibus? They don't cost that much. And then I got my trading card for this.
Which one did you get? Oh. That one.
Okay.
The mommy villain.
Oh, mommy
milkers.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I was I forgot that I got the omnibus, but very, very fun book. I already read it because each of these books comes with a digital, which would call a digital file, so you can read it ahead of time while you're waiting for it to physical come. Or if you just want to buy it digital, you can do that too. But Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini were friends of the channel. Been doing this for about a couple years now.
That's right. They don't like any of us, but they are friends of the channel.
Well,
I think they like me. I mean,
Well,
Tim
well,
likes-
no, I wouldn't go that far, Zach. I mean,
he doesn't like you, Zach.
he likes all of my tweets and retweets that I repost from him.
probably
So
because he could be a racist too. Then
that's why he said he's a friend of the channel, not a friend of Zach.
well, they do say that Asians are the new white people.
This is saying Iconic Comics canceled for being friends with the racists.
Does that make us the new Asians? I'm confused.
I don't know.
as long as you can age like them, I'm fine.
I'm
So
not
if-
smart enough.
So Asians that live in Europe, are there those Eurasians?
Yes.
They're not
No,
my
if you like
Asians.
Indian Asian stuff.
All right, Geek Easy, are you set?
Yes, I am.
Or
All right.
You see something?
Yeah, I was going to ask if I could go next because I got to get going soon.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You can go next.
You sure you don't mind?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, so this won't take long. Hey, man, recognize this?
Oh, I have that one.
The one we read.
Yeah, we read that. Oh.
It's a rare day. Breen shows off a book that I actually have.
What is? Remind me, Breen. What is our friend say?
Which one?
The one who reads the scary gargoyle at the end of his things. Every time he reads the
I can't. I use. Go ahead.
Is it
Something like that.
I had to ask him slow it down.
Now that does say gray gargoyle, right?
Yeah.
And one other real quick. Okay, look at Captain America's shield
on the ground.
There are issues where he is concealing it by wearing it on his back.
Yeah.
Oh. Like on the cover?
No, just in past issues.
Oh, okay.
I don't think his back is quite that broad.
Well, it depends on who's drawing it, because you take Liefeld and you look how broad he did his chest.
Yeah.
You know.
There was a Marvel team up that I think Robert Kirkman wrote, and Wolverine was like, "How do you do that?" Like carrying on his back, like because there was an issue. He was wearing a jacket, and the shield was under the jacket, still strapped on his back. Yeah, it was really weird.
He buys 3X.
So I got six new books. Would have been 7, but for the second month in a row, we didn't get Sins of Salt and Sea this week, so that'll be next week. Number 6, Plot Holes. We covered that. All that was wrong with it. Hopefully, next issue will be Virtue Signal free, but I somehow doubt it. Number 5.
I loved it.
Wait, what?
We're talking about potholes.
Yeah, what about it? Oh,
Rockets. This is these next 2 are kind of. I don't know if these are even in the right order, but this was fun. But Stephen Mooney definitely has a women better than men thing that's pervasive in his writing, especially these days. And
real original.
Yeah.
Does he hang out at airports trying to sell you flowers?
he's Irish, so I think he'd rather sell you whiskey.
I don't know, but I said, but good story, good art, but
good Irish person drinks their whiskey, not sells it.
I have.
You got to see 2 hot babes fighting out. One's evil, one's good.
I get
Betty Page and one's the girl from Last Crusade.
I get the feeling that everybody is going to be more capable than Cliff in the last issue. Sheena,
ooh,
a heck of a cover.
Isn't it though?
I would say
wow.
so.
If I saw that cover, I would have picked it up.
Yeah,
for real.
If the editor had anything to do with this, thank you, Joe.
I mean, Joe, thank you for packaging that.
Yes, he did a fine job of packaging this. One that Venkman didn't get. The only one that he didn't get was a thing called Midnight Show by Colin Bunn and Tumblr artist number 14,031.
That might be. I might have seen it then and put it back.
This is about. There was this horror movie icon, Basil Moran. I keep forgetting his last name. They found a lost, like it's a lost masterpiece from 50 years ago, and they're finally going to air it. And somehow all the monsters from the movie get loose and are now terrorizing the small town of Cedar Bluffs, where the movie was being shown. And there's nothing terribly original about it, but it was fun.
Yeah,
so,
it's a fun book. The main guy in the book sort of reminds me of Roddy McDowall from Fright Night a little bit. I guess that's sort of the intent.
Yeah, like I said, I wish it had better art or even art. But because again, like I said, number 2, Vampirella. I mean, this stylized art, but at least there was a reason for it. It's meant to emulate the original Vampirella magazine, the early issues.
Oops, sorry, excuse me. I didn't realize I didn't have it on mute.
So, and we talked about this. This was good. I like that. Sarah Frazetta, Frank Frazetta's daughter, is co-writing the book, and she found a way to get her father, who painted the cover for issue 1, into the story, which I thought was kind of clever. So this is a definite recommend.
Also werewolves, Zach. Werewolves.
And And number one, no surprise, we covered that. I mean, you have to be a real Apple eater not to be getting this.
I mean, it's not my number one. I'm kind of surprised that you didn't pick up Transformers.
Me?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Hey, wait. So Zach, you were and we had Tim Lim on. We were interviewing him, and he said that there's one thing I know that Tim said. There's one thing I know about that Breen doesn't know about. It's GI Joes and Transformers
and Turtles.
Yeah,
Turtles. I'm just saying, number one is a great chance to start. I mean,
I was already 30 when Transformers became a thing. That's a little. Never. Yeah. Same thing with I'm sorry, no, not 30, but I was.
You were in your early 20s.
You were close.
Early 20s.
You were close, though. Yeah,
but
I understand that.
Yeah,
you were past the main demographic.
Kind of same thing with Turtles and whatnot. So I mean, it's just, and I was never a big cartoon guy.
I get that.
It's, and I did pick this up.
Oh,
this was fun.
Oh yeah.
I just did a little research, and
is that the first appearance?
Yeah, and even though this was a lot later, this is the first appearance of Riddler is worth $15,000 more than the first appearance of Penguin.
Really?
Yeah, 50 to 35,000.
Jeez,
and the two things I picked up that I was talking about earlier today, Bank.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Volume 1. This is the Stan Lee and Steve Ditko collaborations of their horror, suspense, and mystery.
Nice.
From the late 50s into the early 60s.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
wait. I got to ask you though about that. Do all the women look angry in that?
Pretty
Steve
much.
Ditko.
Yeah.
If they're anything like the EC stuff, then yes.
No. There's EC women were a lot more attractive than anything Ditko could draw. And here's volume 2. This has backups in the some of the Tales to Astonish and Tales of Suspense when Ant-Man and Iron Man were in the books, but reprints just have the superhero stories. So this.
So how much are these things? How much are they per?
These retail for $100. Unfortunately, we brought them in March, and we're in October now. I'm pretty sure if you dusted these for prints, mine are the only ones on them, which is kind of sad when you think about how forgotten some of this stuff is. And honestly, given that how much is in here, $100's not that bad a base price for this. I mean, obviously, I didn't have to pay anywhere near that, which is why I was able to afford them.
Yeah.
But
what's in there? About 700 pages each.
Let's see.
I'm guessing because you got both of them, you got them for $100.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I think a lot of people just don't appreciate the old, the old 40s and 50s horror and stuff like that. Especially the pre-code stuff. I mean, how good that stuff was.
This is all code. I mean,
it's all code.
Yeah, Ditko was hired by Stan, I think, in 56.
Okay. Well, yeah, but so they're doing the best they can with it. It wasn't, but that I think I read some of the ones from them, and those were pretty good, but people just don't understand how good that stuff back in the day was.
Well, this is comic book history, and that's there's admittedly it's not for everybody. I mean, a lot of people that are in the hobby aren't really all that interested in the history that came before. Just like you can be a sports fan without giving a shit. Like I said, Dick Butkus died today. A lot of people are going, who? I mean, that means something to me because I love sports. That's Steve McMichael.
No, Mongo from Blazing Saddles.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Alex
right.
Paris.
I'm sorry. We were talking Bears. My mind went in the other direction. So, but like I said, for me, this is a great investment because this is all the stories they did together, non Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Ed, please don't ever phrase it that way.
What?
Rip the dick.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's how he died.
Can you imagine how little kids getting a hold of a name Dick Butt Kiss?
Yep.
Right.
And well, also there's that guy that used to play for the Steelers. I don't know where he is now, but his last name was Gay. And it's like no wonder he is so tough.
Wait, that's all I have.
All right, cool, man. And Marty says, "I remember Dick Butkus from sports and also from his TV movie roles."
Webster.
Yeah.
No, that was
My Two Dads.
That's
No, he
Alex
was.
Garrett.
Right.
No, he was on My Two Dads as the bartender. Yeah, I remember that.
There was an episode of Burke's Law, the remake, where Dick Butkus throws this guy through a plate glass window because he finds out that his wife had been cheating on him. Then he finds out she's been cheating on him with everybody else in the episode. But
It's a lot of windows break.
All right. So I don't have that much because it was a slow week for me. But we had at my shop, which isn't a front, by the way, unfortunately. I picked up these two. These are the little free things. I don't know if you guys had them or not.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Is that Wells?
The Moon Knight with Tigra.
Oh yeah, she's been in some of the stuff.
These might be previous issues. These are previous issues, I bet you.
Oh, they might be. They
Yeah,
might
I think
be.
because they were free.
Oh, so. Yeah. I saw that interior. I recognize that one.
Yeah. And so there's that. And then I actually haven't read this one, so I'm going to read it. I didn't read about the birth of Tombstone.
It's Zeb Wells. So have fun.
I take it that's a bad thing.
What he's done to the character, yeah.
Okay, so this next one I only have 5. And so this number 5 is gonna give you a little insight into how my week has been going. I thought this was Green Lantern until I got home. I started reading it and I'm going, what the fuck? Where's Green Lantern? And then I looked at the front and I was like, okay, dumbass, learn to read and pay attention.
Still a good book.
Still a good book. It's
yeah. But it's just like that's when you have to go out and like knee yourself in the balls a couple of times just to get these to pay attention. I deserved it.
I would just have some coffee, but
I was about to say, why torture yourself?
Hey, different generations, man. I'm Gen X.
Well, you'd have a little bump in there too. You have some speed.
Yes, and so my generation is the one that 10 o'clock at night. It's 10 o'clock. You know where your kids are. They had to be reminded they actually had kids and shit. So that's my generation.
Well, you are the kids that they were missing.
Yes, pretty much. Okay, and then this one right here. I'm done.
I was done with the previous issue. I didn't pick.
I never started.
I
did. No. Oh no, I did start. I dropped off after the robot. The robot was cool.
I've been meaning to. I am such a big fan that I have the bat symbol tattooed on my calf. Okay, I'm not big of a fan.
On your chest, you got the tattoo.
Well, no. See, there's a reason I didn't do that. Because in the shape I'm in right now, when I walk, it'll just look like it's flying. So I have to wait until I get down a little bit.
That's where you get the eagle. It's eagle. He's flying.
Yes. That's eagly. You get eagly and have him. It's a talking point for when girls right before they run away from me when they see me with no shirt on.
I can't believe I rushed home for this.
There was this giant eagle running at me.
Okay, and then speaking of chicks that would only hang out with me if I paid him to.
Yeah.
Ooh, Adam Hughes, not Adam West. Adam Hughes.
That was at my shop too.
This is number 3. Yeah, it's
that started appearing at my shop. I was like, well, somebody's ordering it now. Somebody wants it.
I had the other one. I only got like the first one of this one, and then I bought the trade from before, and then I'm getting this. But hey, MJ on her side job. That's why she's not married to Peter anymore. Okay, and then number 2. The Devil That Wears My Face. It is set back in the day. I think right around the time of the Inquisition. Let's see.
Inquisition?
Nobody suspects
the Spanish Inquisition.
1740. And it's in Spain. So, yeah.
Makes sense.
It's a...
Well, explain it to us.
I expected it to be in Spain.
Yeah, well, that'd only be if you expected it. So this guy's someone's doing an exorcism on this like royalty, like this lord's kid, and the demon inside is too strong and kills the priest and says, "Bring me more priests." And so they have this one guy who's at the Vatican, and he's supposed to be their best, and he's having nightmares from stuff, and they send him, and it's pretty interesting. It's
and then you find out that this kid's writing Marvel comic books, and that's why they're so evil.
Yeah, pretty much. Or they're fans with what's his name, Dan Slott and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, you have the little kid, and then the silhouette in the background, like Sean Murphy does with Batman in the White Knight. But instead, it's Mickey Mouse silhouette possessing the kid.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, the whole Disney thing. I mean, you know what?
It's a Magic
Walt
Kingdom.
was into, huh?
Well, no, Walt wasn't into. That's a lie. It's everyone since Walt's dead. It's been happening now.
No, about his extreme fondness for the Jewish race. You've heard about that, right?
Yeah, and that was all proven to be false.
Oh, so it's only Zach who has that problem.
Well, the thing with Walt really liked kids. Michael Jackson really liked kids.
Really, it's like Sears and Michael Jackson. They have boys' pants both half off. But anyway, and my number 1 this week. The Midnight Show.
Oh my gosh, Jay! Another person who doesn't have Transformers.
I'm like Breen. Never watched the cartoon. Never understood why we have a bunch of alien robots that'll come to Earth and
steal our resources.
And move around as trucks. At least come here and try to get our women or something, They're
just trying to blend in. That's all.
Yeah,
they're in disguise until
it's literally in the thing. Robots in disguise.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. Well, I just unlike Breen, I've never been G.I. Joe, never been
Yes,
I'm not even a turtle. I'm even not a turtle. Yeah, and so I don't know if I showed this to you, but I got this a while ago.
I don't know either.
The Road to No Man's.
Yeah, because what's his name was showing off his books he got from you.
Yes, and that's what I got from him. But then there's 2 other things that I picked up. Batgirl Year 1. I'm not a really big Batgirl fan, but this is kind of a fun book.
I like her more as Oracle.
Who is who is the creative teams in that book?
This is Scott Betty, Chuck Dixon.
There you go.
Marcus Martin and Alvaro Lopez.
All right, so you got some good stuff in there.
Yeah, and
I was always worried how modern it was.
anything with Chuck Dixon. I mean, and it's kind of funny. There's a scene that Robin and Batman, they knock her out and take her to the cave, and then they take her home, and you find out that Dick figured out who she was before Batman. And I think it was Alfred who asked, he goes, "Yeah, I knew it all along, that red hair and those little freckles on her nose." And so it's just like Dick had a crush on her even back in the day. That's how I figured it out. I mean, they didn't say that,
And then when he reached manhood, he discovered, well, Starfire. Who's way hotter.
Yes, and he also likes getting manhandled by supervillain chicks.
I mean, Knockout, when she was straight, I wish I was Superboy at that.
I really don't sit there.
Maxima.
Oh, see,
listen.
My only problem.
I get the appeal with Lois, but Clark.
Also, you can say back when Maxima was straight.
Yeah, that too.
Remember, she's a raging lesbo now.
But also, I mean, if you think about it, take a look at Wonder Woman 84, right? And everyone's problem was with what she did with what's the name, and the guy couldn't, remember. See, that'd be my problem. I wouldn't care that she slept with me without my consent. I'd be pissed that she slept with me and I couldn't remember. It's like, look, you've seen her?
Well, especially when I found out that I had to pay child support.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. But
I'd be like, Trinity.
I'd be like, bitch, you're sleeping with me now so I can remember. And the last thing I got...
I'm still Steve. Sleep with me again.
No, really, I am. And then I've heard so much about this. I had to get...
You never read it before?
No.
Oh, you're in for a good time.
I'm kind of... Morrison, everyone talks about how great his stuff is. I read his Batman run. I've got all three of them back there.
Mm-hmm.
His whole Batman Inc. thing, I wasn't a big fan of. So there's, he does some good stuff and other stuff, and it's like,
yeah, he's hit or miss for me too. But that one's
a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've heard that it was really good. I've had people that I trust. I think Joe said something about it.
Yeah, but you can't trust Joe.
No,
you can't trust him. Even though he's in the chat right now, you can't.
Yeah, that's why. Cause he just lurks.
I like him even. Wow, you know what it is? He's afraid that his kid's going to take over the show again. That's what it is.
Yeah, Grant Morrison might be the most overrated writer in comic book history, and I love
it. Let's talk about modern Frank Miller.
Okay,
here comes Ash.
No one worships at the altar of modern Frank Miller. And we all know he's deteriorated. But Grant Morrison, there are people that'll just defend anything he spits out like it was Tolstoy.
Well,
okay,
I'm pretty sure
I'm about 40-60 on him, but that Superman, All-Star Superman, is good.
Now, okay, let's go up a little bit modern on this. Let's not say Miller. Let's go Tom Taylor and Tom King. Okay. There are people who worship, and there are more. I bet you there's more Tom King and Tom Taylor people than there are him.
You're on glue.
Could be.
I don't know.
I saw it up right before I came on.
Anybody saying that Grant Morrison spits is a liar. He's not in Baronair. We know he swallows.
People have been slurping Grant Morrison since Tom Taylor was in short pants and Tom King was probably drilling holes in his mommy's bedroom so he could sneak peeks at her.
Oh.
No, I suspect that his mom actually just let him watch. She invited him in.
He had spying in his blood, so he still drilled holes in the wall.
I'm getting
anyway. Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
I hope so.
Oh, he is. He's cashing them checks.
All right. On to Zach.
Is it on to me? I wish I had alcohol. Okay, we got.
Hey, at least you're able to. Some of us can't do that anymore, and some of us have to deal with life sober.
Yeah, we got to deal with you without. We got to deal with you guys without the option of alcohol.
Right.
So
well, I want to know who keeps burping again.
Well, me. I'm just drinking water.
Anyway.
All right. First up, Mighty Barbarians. This is issue number 6. This is the finale. Sadly, this is a miniseries. Really good miniseries, though. I've really enjoyed this one. It's a bunch of different barbarians and mercenaries gathered by Morgan Le Fay to take out this dark, evil wizard, kind of like Conan. Actually, I think one of these guys makes a reference to Samaria, but he's not Conan.
I'm amazed because you said you were getting rid of the miniseries. You weren't doing those anymore.
There are several exceptions that I make. This one was one of them.
Zach
really good.
Zach wants to be able to buy comic books.
All right, guys, check this one out from Undead Quinn. This might start another argument.
Well, in a sense, I don't like Alan Moore, so yeah,
he's not wrong. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Well, if by clone you mean like in the Clone Saga, when the jackal was spitting out clones that would like melt 10 minutes after they came out of the incubator, yeah.
Next up, we have Plot Holes number 2.
Here we go.
I've heard that's full of them.
I didn't hate it. There were some issues. I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, really, Sean Gordon Murphy? Really? This is
speed bumps?
Speed bumps. I wouldn't call it a plot hole. I call it a speed bump. Overall, though, I still enjoyed it. I like Sean Gordon's art style really is enough to distract me from the word bubbles a lot of the time. Hey, the vampire chick finally had some dialogue, too, so that was neat. Yeah, really fun. I just like the setting. It's really interesting. It's not something you read every day in a comic book. So I really enjoyed that.
Zach, you've read probably more Sean Gordon Murphy than I. Is this out of character for him to take up virtue signaling basically throughout an entire issue?
I haven't seen it in any of his Batman stuff that I've read.
I know the two that I read.
He kickstarted that new Zorro. He's got a Zorro book that he's kickstarting. It just started today. I kind of want to get it just to see, because all I've read from him has just been his Batman stuff. And his Batman stuff is normally like there's nothing like that in there.
Yeah, he hasn't really read it. He's drawn. Like he was on Constantine, City of Demons.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he worked on that.
But
he also did
Tokyo
Ghost. What's his other one? He did.
If that was the first thing I had ever read by Sean Gordon Murphy, it would have been the last.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's his. I mean, I've read enough to give him a pass for one time, but
yeah,
if issue 3 is the same way, you'll have to tell me how it ends.
Yeah. Speaking of issue number 3s, we got Rocketeer and the Den of Thieves number 3. I'm sorry. Betty Page fighting the blonde girl from Last Crusade, that wins for me. That's all I needed.
need pudding. I need pudding, Zach.
This is enjoyable. I liked it. I wish it hadn't ended on I like seeing Cliff go off against the whole battalion of Nazis. I wish it hadn't ended when it did, because it looked like it was setting up a really cool action piece. So I look forward to reading that. Number 3 is Shazam.
Ooh, you got that cover.
Yeah, it's the cheapest one.
I didn't have the cheapest one. I got stuck with the Chris Samney one.
Oh, you got stuck. Well, hey, I tell you what. Look, I'll trade you. I've already paid my $4. I'll trade you.
$4?
That one was $5. The Chris Samney I know was $5. Yeah, this one was really cool. Bateman, did we call it? Did we predict what Zeus would do? I feel like we predicted Zeus's behavior when he takes over his control and he sees Queen Bee and he's like, "Well, hello there." I really like that. Yeah, Shazam and how Zeus is
it's always
him.
like, "Well, hello there." You got to do that in Ben Kenobi
style.
style.
I have a small confession. On Tuesday when we did this, I had already read it.
Yeah, of course you did, pirate. Oh yeah, it does look beautiful. It does look nice, but. My wallet was happier. My wallet. But this is a better one? Are you serious?
It's more in line with the. It's more in line with the story.
Yeah, but it's Chris Samney.
You can see. Don't worry. A lot of Chris Samney could have happened in Firepower. You don't have to worry about it.
I can't even. Anyway, Queen Bee, Space Gorillas, Doom Patrol, Warlord of Mars. This was a fun book.
Living together.
Mass hysteria. Really good. Now, my number 2 is gonna ruffle a few feathers. And I'm kind of
I bet it will.
Is it Ryan North?
Yeah, it is.
Bankman, you know what to do.
The Fantastic Four. Let me at least do this. Okay, do it before I start talking synopsis. You don't have it pulled up? Okay. So the Fantastic Four get called to a distress signal. They find this portal in the woods. They get pulled through it, and they end up in an alternate universe. You son of a And they end up in an alternate universe where everybody is dinosaurs. So Tony Stark, seriously, you're just gonna pull up all the pictures now. That one's actually relevant because it's
made the mob crowd. There you go.
It's Jurassic Park, and we're talking about dinosaurs. So, yeah, but like everyone's a dinosaur in this other universe. So the human Fantastic Four gets swapped with the dinosaur Fantastic Four. So the dinosaurs are now in the real world.
Do what now?
Yeah. The Fantastic Four from the human universe and the Fantastic Four from the dinosaur universe switch places. It's not as funny the second time around.
Now, I want to know what the hell the guy who wrote this was smoking and how come he's not fucking sharing?
It's dinosaurs! What do people have against dinosaurs? This is a lot of fun, man. I can't wait for the second part of this. Where T-Rex Doom and normal Doom plotting together to destroy everything. And Doom is like the Doom T-Rex is like, he's got like the metal mask height. He looks really cool. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. I'm sorry. Y'all can hate all you want to. I'm just over here like a kid in a candy store.
By the way, I took an informal poll, Zach, and it turns out it was just as funny the second time.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. Well, thank you for all the pollsters. I'm sure it was not biased.
Not at all. I made like a Chicago voter and cast all of them myself.
Did you? Oh, I was about to say, you didn't just go to a graveyard and poll all the dead people? Put down the answers for them?
Yeah, my mom's ashes have been voting in the Democrat for 6 years now.
Mrs. Breen, no. My number one book, no surprise, is Transformers #1. I got the really cool Autobot group shot. Gosh.
Autobots in a half shell.
Guys, I was not a Transformers kid. I did not watch the cartoon. I watched the Michael Bay movies.
Wow.
But this was incredible.
When it started.
Wow, you must have been drunk at the time.
I was born in '88. Were there still Transformers cartoons
No,
going
they
on?
went off the air the year before you were born.
So I was that close.
That close.
You know where I was in '88?
I watched the G.I. Joe reruns, but not Transformers.
Where were you in '88?
The Persian Gulf.
Oh, wow.
You know where I was in '88?
On a nice little cruise on a haze gray and underway ship.
I'm going to guess you were in a playpen.
You know where I was in '88? 3 years old watching Transformers.
Yeah, 3 years old. You were watching Transformers? Oh, okay.
If you call a U.S. Navy ship a playpen, sure.
Well, I was talking to Vinkman. I thought Vinkman was in a playpen. Anyway, first of all, Mike Spicer and Daniel Warren Johnson, the art is phenomenal. It's beautiful. Second of all, the story. This is a better first issue. I'm trying to think of the last time a first issue was this darn good. Also, it's pretty. I don't remember the page count, but it was a pretty good read. It wasn't like a 20-page book.
No ads.
No ads.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I also like one of the decisions they made because there's a certain character that I feel always gets the spotlight.
Oh, we've already talked about it. Go ahead and say it.
Oh, y'all did? Okay, so Bumblebee's dead.
Yeah.
And I honestly,
Yay.
I don't mind too much because, like I said, he's like Spider-Man in Transformers.
Yeah,
they're gonna bring him back before before his funeral. They're gonna bring him back.
I'm sure they will. I kind of saw one or two things that inclinate they can revive. I read
with
one or two things
on this. I don't think if they're going.
You don't think?
If they're going to bring any of them back, it's not going to be for a long time because it would cheapen the tone and the theme they've set up or he set up in this first issue.
It could, but I could also see how if he wanted to, I think I could see how he could bring them back.
And they're robots, but
True.
But what I think Skybound is trying to set the tone here with is that this is their Transformers. This is the new generation. This is the way we're doing it. And
I'm a fan.
Rosters and all that. But yeah, me too.
Just bring in Ironhide. That's all I ask. Ironhide and Sideswipe, those two.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
All I need is those two.
Is Ironhide the Transformer that's in a wheelchair?
He's about the same age.
See, Zach's
funny.
not old
I
enough
get
to
it.
that
I
joke.
get it. No, that's an FDR joke. I know.
No,
I know.
that's not an FDR joke.
Is it not an FDR joke? I thought he was old
it's
Ironside.
Raymond
You
Burr
know-
might have got him Ironside. He was
Perry Mason, the guy that played Perry Mason, he was in a show called Perry Ironside. He was in a wheelchair. He was like a detective or something like that.
and
So
I thought
then
for
when they
sure it was
remade
FDR.
They remade it about 10 years ago.
Oh.
Only they race swapped it and gave it to Blair Underwood. And the SJWs complained because they didn't hire a disabled actor to play him. They said, yeah, but here's the problem. We've got lots of scenes with him before the accident. And these idiots still didn't care.
No, well, they're
Also,
idiots.
hello to Gratu. Thanks for joining
Hi,
me.
Gratu. Anyway, Transformers #1. Fan-freaking-tastic. Well worth the wait. Can't wait for issue #2.
Man, Zach.
Daniel Warren Johnson. God tier.
Fantastic.
But Zach, you should have got this cover though, the vinyl cover.
They did have that one.
Was there a Megan Fox leaning over the car engine variant?
But I like
No,
this one
that's
more.
the photo I put inside the book, so I can.
Because
I would have bought that if there was that one.
And here's the thing. Okay, so there's the Transformers stuff, right? But then there's also like the human stuff, which isn't nearly as obnoxious and overshadowing as like the Shia LaBeouf stories and all that from the movies.
Right.
I actually, and then you actually see Transformers like kill people. Like I don't know, I just never saw that in the cartoon, the episode that I saw. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's actually a threat. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
So fantastic book. And then one last thing, I picked this up yesterday. I was at Barnes and Noble, and y'all know I'm a manga reader, and I've seen this in anime, but I've never seen a paper manga anywhere until yesterday. I picked up a hardcover of this is Lupin the
Who's
Third.
there?
Man,
This is really great. They've got several anime series, but it's like this guy right here is the grandson of the famous Lupin, Arsène Lupin. So he's got his gang, and this is, I think it's like 13 short stories in manga form. So really excited, gonna be reading through this here in the near future. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. And there's cheesecake, if you couldn't tell by the name.
I don't see any cheesecake in there.
Really? Really? There we go. There's
There's
your
no
cheesecake.
cheesecake in it though.
Zach uses the term dame.
Dames. Yes, I do. They're dimes. A dame is a dime. Or a 10-piece. I think 10-piece might be
Some of
adequate.
Dime
as
store
well.
dames, bunch of floozies, I tell you.
They're a strumpet
Yes.
Yes.
Them's the facts, kid.
or a hussy.
And I think,
Blades and
and other than that, I mean, I picked up the free previews books, but that's about it.
Real
That's
quick,
all.
another thing about Transformers, since it takes place in the 80s, that leaves them a window to do a time jump till now.
Ooh.
It also leaves, of
I didn't
course,
think
we got to know what's been going on Cybertron since the Autobots have been stranded. So,
So
Yep.
it also brings in the questions about Void Rivals, because that was supposed
Yes!
to set future so far into the future, and they see Jetfire. So somehow he was able to travel back in time.
But so Void Rivals probably isn't in the future. What
I
if
don't
Void
think it
Rivals
is.
is in the
It's not.
present?
I think
It's in the present.
I think it's in the present.
Or it takes
the other
place in the
solar
past
system.
because that's when Jetfire shows up.
Well, it's a completely different solar system, so they have different. Yeah, I think it's in the present. I have to go back and reread the
Let it go.
series from the beginning, but I believe, yeah.
Anyway, really, really cool.
Like I said, we're looking at the previews in the back of there. They're showing they're going to have, Starscream's going to be in G.I. Joe. Dude.
Yep,
Yep.
it's on
And
the
then-
cover.
Yep.
I like them setting up Starscream as the villain, by the way, because he
In fact,
they start to bring up Megatron, and Starscream's like, "Shut your mouth." He's like, "Keep his name out of your mouth. I'm in charge now."
Does he slap him? Keep
No,
Megatron's.
No, he doesn't slap him. No.
Hey,
No,
kids, I'm
but-
bailing.
In fact,
It's good
the
to
cover
see y'all.
Bye,
Oh,
Breen.
Catch
Take
you later,
care.
Breen.
good night, man.
Yeah.
You've seen the cover for issue 2, right? Where there's an F-16 pilot. And
Yes.
That could. I don't know for sure. I haven't, because I've been trying to avoid spoilers and all that. But that might be where G.I. Joe gets introduced.
Ooh, that would be. That's another thing. Is I'm gonna be on the lookout for G.I. Joe references and cameos, because I mean that's Void Rival. They've had Jetfire, and then this last issue even had Shockwave.
Shockwave, yep.
So yeah,
I love that. The German suplex.
The suplex.
Mm-hmm.
I know Daniel Warren Johnson said he was gonna work in some wrestling moves. So
how about
issue 1? He was already in there.
This was the clothesline first, and then the suplex.
The lariat, yeah.
Optimus kicking ass and taking names.
As well he should.
Did you catch, he should.
So did you catch in the beginning on the van, the Murder Falcon van with different art on it?
Is that? Oh wait, it's different art. It's not the same art that the van had.
It's the same van style. They had.
Well, yeah, but it's the
theirs
80s,
was blue.
So
theirs
there
was
were,
blue.
There were a lot of
This
vans like that.
I'm just saying, theirs was blue. This one's black.
Yeah,
let's bring it back that van. It's not because the Murder Falcon, but it is. It's. But I love the way he draws. I mean, the colors. It is very Murder Falcon-y.
Yeah, Mike Spicer's coloring is phenomenal.
He's a lot cooler than his brother Sean.
Hey, Rhaegar, she actually played a vampire in Night Shift too.
She did. Wasn't she one in Jennifer's Body? Was she a vampire in that? Megan Fox seems to get typecast.
She wasn't. She was just. I don't know if it was a vampire per se, but Night Shift, she was a vampire, and they had a very skimpy outfit where you got to see her, how well her lungs had developed.
That's just Megan Fox.
Yes,
she's just.
Let's love that art.
Very lungful.
Typecast.
She drinks blood, don't you know?
She lets her sons dress up as. She encourages her sons to dress up as girls, don't you know?
Yeah, she's satanic, don't you know?
So all of a sudden, have we started becoming what's that movie that with
Expendables?
No, the wood chipper where they all like what second in
Tucker and Dale?
No, the mystery one with the chick. And it's got a TV series going on.
Fargo.
Yeah. Don't you know?
Yeah, we all started talking like we're from Wisconsin. No offense, Fankman. I know you're up in that area.
Boy, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just going to kill you, boy.
Now you sound Canadian.
But Tuck and Dale, great movie.
You betcha. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all say ope a lot up there from
where
Ope.
Ope, yeah.
Ope, yeah.
Ope, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Anyway.
Yeah, Canadians are a little bit of Irish, too.
There's a little bit of Irish and Canadian, yeah.
They both love to drink and fight. I don't know where the French part comes from because the French don't really do that.
No, they like to drink. They don't fight. They do drink though.
They drink.
Hey, speaking of which, have you heard of the vintage World War II French rifle that's on sale on eBay?
Mm-mm.
It's like new. It's never been
fired?
used and only once. So
that's funny. I like that.
I'm pretty sure that person's going to be arrested for trying to sell a gun on eBay.
Also, I still love what they said. The Simpsons had the best thing for describing French, you cheese-eating surrender monkey.
I forgot to do something when Rhaegar shows up. It's tradition.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
How's it going there, little Rhaegar?
Oh, that's not it. That's really weird. That's like turning on a TV and expecting to see your Saturday morning cartoons, and there's the president giving the State of the Union. It's like, what?
How's it going there, little Rhaegar? You talked it nice and wait.
Wow, lean in and whisper there. Thanks, Joe.
So disturbed.
You gonna sniff some hair and swim in the nude now?
Ew. I don't swim in the nude.
Oh boy.
I live in the nude.
Oh.
Thank you for not living in it right now.
Why am I here?
Because the Corn Pop's a bad dude, you know.
Corn Pop was a bad motherfucker. Booker.
I love if you listen to Conor McGregor in interview and stuff. He's like, you've probably seen the meme where he's like, who the fuck is that guy?
He just turns around. He's a guy talking shit. It's just his accent, the way he talks.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very arrogant, but it's funny though. Entertaining. I'm
kind of like the Miz.
The Miz.
Yeah, he's arrogant but funny.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's his character. I mean, he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Bankman, hey dude, is a pimp low key? Notice he always brings in the ladies for game show night. He's got the actress chick, Rachel, anime girl, the gamer chick, and all the Sue, Amy, and Melissa. Oh, with RPG.
Oh, is he talking about Ethereal?
I don't know.
Or maybe he's talking about you.
Are you saying I'm a pimp? I don't get any money at all.
Maybe, I don't know. How about say you get money?
I mean, it is nice to have RPG, and now I actually have more people to talk to, other than just Ed and Dalton.
Do you call him Ed? Ethereal Dragon?
Yeah, I call him Ed. But now there's another Ed.
Oh, is Brewer playing?
No.
Oh.
If he did, he'd have to be Eddie.
Ed and Eddie. That's good. That's good.
No.
I like that.
No, the new guy look he's older. He's right around. I think he's probably Jeff's or in Breen's age. He shows up and he's got the D&D shirt on in the long beard, like gray beard. I'm thinking like, is this the guy who created D&D? he's got like the
creator.
He's got the backstage pass on with the little thing. I was like, what are you doing? I don't know. He's from your group though, apparently. Your D&D group you do with Ed Boyette. Aren't you in a group with them?
I am, but it's me.
Eduardo?
Yeah, there's me and Ethereal are the only two guys besides Edwin.
Oh,
so
apparently
I don't know where he's from.
Apparently we were told that he was from there too.
Oh, I haven't.
Unless
he's joining, I think Ethereal said he was going to have somebody join soon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I haven't met him yet though.
First face reveal. So.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah.
No, we haven't had an Ed.
I do encourage people to go check out after we do our top 5 here. Go over to I Love Comics RPG. We're gonna have Groot, Rocket,
on Tuesdays.
and Drax.
On Tuesdays, not tonight.
Yes, yes, on Tuesdays. That's why I said top 5. But those of you
clarifying. I'm just clarifying in case there's somebody watching for the first time. They might think this is the top 5. I don't know.
I hope they can read if it's their first time.
Well, I just proved earlier today that I couldn't.
We're talking. Yeah, I was about to say we are talking about comic books where you can just look at the pictures.
You live in Alaska. You got snow blindness over there.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's just Zach. I picked up a book which I thought was Green Lantern, and I got home and started reading it, and it was Green Arrow.
Look.
So I was making fun of myself for being stupid, not being able to read.
In your defense, Hal Jordan is on the cover making green constructs of people. So I could see how you can make that mistake.
MK is bringing up Pokemon Go. You know what? The reason why they did that. This is you'll never hear this from the actual source, but the reason they were trying to thin out the herd.
No, I thought they were trying to make people healthier because
they were trying to get people to go outside so they could get hit by cars. So there's less people to.
Can you imagine if Pokemon Go can you imagine if Pokemon Go had come out during COVID? Like, hey, everybody, go outside, get in the sun, get some vitamin D, and everyone's freaking out. Wear their mask.
Look at all the Pokemon over at Area 41.
51.
Well, they're not going to 51. They'll get shot.
Well, 41 is where the ice cream is.
Actually, 41. That's where the real things are. Nobody knows about 41, so that's why they keep it there. For those of us in the know.
Well, now they know.
It's up here with the Alaskan pyramid.
I'm very much not in the know. Actually, I'm so not in the know. My phone didn't even get an alarm yesterday. Well, so I better be around somebody else if an emergency goes down.
I'm just mad because isn't there a Stargate in Alaska? According to SG1?
There's
what about the obelisk? Wasn't the obelisk a thing? Remember that giant obelisk?
No, there's supposedly an underground pyramid or something that's up in the interior.
Weird. There's one in Antarctica, but it's not. It's above.
I've heard about the one in Antarctica.
And also, the our senator back in 72 or congressman in 72, Begich, he was on a plane ride and he disappeared. They still haven't found the body and all that stuff. So there's a big conspiracy theory on that. Yeah.
Either the Eskimos got him or the polar bears.
I want to believe.
Actually, that I don't care because I brought us Don Young and he was awesome. But
I don't know. I just think of Gold Rush and every time I see Alaska.
Is that the John Wayne movie? What's the one I'm thinking of? There's a John Wayne movie that takes place in Alaska.
There's actually also a thing where people came up here to get gold. It's
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's that too,
And it's on
obviously.
Discovery Channel, which I was talking about.
Ah, okay. Well, I think of the John Wayne movie that I can't remember the name of, but it takes place.
Of course, also there's a song in North to Alaska.
Is it North? I think North to Alaska is the movie.
But you imagine Pokemon Go putting in here's Pokemon Go or this power plant over here, or Pokemon Go in the middle of the ocean.
It was North to Alaska, starring John Wayne. Sorry.
That's okay.
You talk about old movies all the time. We finally come across one that I know about. And it's like, okay, let's talk about everything
Speaking of
else.
old movies, if you want to watch a really good one, watch Wolfen.
Oh, actually, that and also that's good. But also, you know what another really good werewolf movie is?
American Werewolf in London.
Okay, that's my favorite. But there's also another one that's almost as good as American Werewolf in London, and it's criminally underrated.
Is it the one that's in Pink Polaris?
Fuck you, man. No.
Is it Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein?
No. It is called Wolf with Jack Nicholson and James Spader and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ooh,
Is
you
that
had,
the- is that
Huh?
you had me at James Spader and you lost me at Michelle Pfeiffer.
Zach's not into women.
Did that come out in the early 90s?
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
seeing that movie. I remember this specifically. I went and watched that movie in the theater, came home, turned on the TV, and you know what was on TV at the time? The slow speed chase.
Yeah.
In the Bronco.
I was going to say Obama, but I mean OJ.
Same person. But you... that's a great movie. Jack Nicholson being creepy. Who the hell can not like that?
So that's the one where they're in Wall Street, basically, Wall Street guys.
Publishing.
Oh,
yeah.
And all these executives, you guys, turn out to be wolves.
No. He's the only one, but he's it's got what Chancellor Gorkon, not Chancellor Gorkon, General Chang, I think it is, from Star Trek 6.
Oh, Christopher Plummer.
Yes, as the bad guy.
Jeez.
Michelle Pfeiffer, James Spader, Jack Nicholson, who's being creepy as fuck. Fraser's brother.
Oh, Daniel Hyde Pierce.
David
Yes.
Hyde.
Niles.
Or David Hyde Pierce. Yeah, Niles. Yeah.
But good movie.
I'm sad he's not going to be in the reboot. I liked him.
If Michelle Pfeiffer was the last one on Earth, he would deny her.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would, Radar. Say, you're not Anne Hathaway.
She's like.
What?
She's not my cup of tea.
90s Michelle Pfeiffer asked you basically need to repopulate the Earth. We're the last two people. You'd be like, no, I'm just gonna be asexual and just
I
would take 90s Meg Ryan over Michelle Pfeiffer.
I would take Michelle Pfeiffer
because somehow I'm gonna say real quickly, I would never take Meg Ryan, even if she's the last person, because she found out some way to cheat on me.
Not if you're the last person on Earth. Who's she gonna cheat on you with?
If I was the last person on Earth, if I was the last man on Earth, Anne Hathaway wouldn't even be allowed in line. I would take modern day Michelle Pfeiffer over Anne Hathaway any day of the week. That woman is fine.
I would take Aubrey Plaza because I like crazy girls and I like danger.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
who would you? Wait, who?
Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, Aubrey Plaza. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
She
I
might
like
stab
Aubrey
me to death, but there's a chance.
Go out with a smile.
I'd be more concerned about Lindsay Lohan taking me out.
I think Lindsay Lohan ended up pretty sane, actually. Didn't she get married and have a kid? I think she ended up pretty sane after her
she's
crazy
off drugs.
years.
Just mastered her psychoness is what
She just mastered. Look, Hillary Duff. If Hillary Duff is the last woman on Earth, that's it.
Salma Hayek.
That's it.
I don't know about that. I would have to pick Salma.
Salma Hayek.
But Zoe's hot too. But
Salma definitely over Zoe. Zoe's like a twig to me. Like I feel like I could break her with one hug.
Zoe's like a boy to me. Sorry.
I am going to go here. I'm going to go with my top three right now, which will be God damn, what is her name? Celine from
Celine Dion.
Selena Gomez.
No, Celine from the vampire movies.
Oh,
Underworld.
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, Kate
Beckinsale. She's number one.
How do you always forget that name? You talk about
Because I'm old.
She's got a good accent.
Elizabeth Hurley, number two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Salma Hayek, number three.
I was gonna say Elizabeth Hurley and Kate Beckinsale are interchangeable because they're pretty much the same person.
Are they both British? Are they both British?
Yeah, they're both British. The way they both act. Now, I would go pick Beckinsale before from Haunting, when she's younger in that film, the younger version of her, much better looking.
I don't know if I'd pick Kate Beckinsale at all. I think I'd pick Amy Adams over Kate Beckinsale.
Wow, really?
Yeah, the red hair, man.
Amy Adams.
I've got a thing for
redheads.
redheads.
And the eyes, her face is just.
I've got a thing for redheads, but
and yet you don't have a single redhead in your top three.
Christina Hendricks.
Isla Fisher.
Yes. Oh boy.
Oh.
I'll find you.
I might have to pick her over. But she married Borat. How sane is she? She's married to Borat. That's so bizarre to me.
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet? Really?
Yeah.
Current. She's 48.
She's age appropriate for me, so yeah.
Mila Jovovich is a no for me too.
Me too. She's always been a no for me. Yeah.
Something about her eyes. Her eyes are off to me.
Yeah, but they're crazy eyes and shit.
Well, the fact that she doesn't have boobs, she just has nipples.
There's that too. She's very boyish in her appearance.
Which is why you'd like her, right, Zach?
What's crazy is her daughter actually was awesome in Black Widow. I didn't recognize her. She played the younger version of Natasha.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. African American widow?
Summer. You haven't heard this name in a while. Summer Glau. Oh,
Summer Glau.
Then, of course, there's White Widow.
Nice.
Well, we're talking about
Summer Glau is gorgeous. I watched Summer Glau is the reason I watched Firefly.
I kept thinking about this. It's anybody else when you're watching Sarah Connor?
She's also the reason I watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
She was a robot in there, and she wanted to get it on with John.
Now, also speaking of Firefly, the whore from Firefly.
Yeah, Monica She was in Deadpool.
Yeah, Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, she was in Deadpool and she was in Gotham.
Marina Baccarin.
She's been in everything. She's
been in a lot. Yeah. She's
Marina Baccarin.
Awesome.
Didn't she marry the guy who played Gordon in Gotham?
Yes. They were actually having an affair, and he was either he was, I think he was married. They wanted to have an affair, and then
she left the kid home with her husband while she was boning him.
That's
still. She's still hot. I mean, she might be a horrible.
Oh, she's still hot. Yeah, sure.
She's just a horrible person. Sort of like me, really hot, but a horrible person.
Right. I was thinking the exact same.
I don't know about you guys. It's Tiffany Thiessen still today.
Wait, who? Tiffany who?
Yeah.
Kelly Kapowski.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Topanga for me.
Have
you seen Topanga? Danielle Fisher today?
She hasn't aged. She hasn't aged at all.
Has not. She has not. I refuse to believe she's aged. All Eric did was grow a beard. Like Boy Meets World, the whole cast is like vampires or something.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is a vampire.
Keanu Reeves, I believe it. Paul Rudd, I believe it. Tom Cruise is starting to show a little bit.
Man,
but...
I don't know. After watching the last Bill and Ted movie, which was really awesome, when Keanu shaves, you can see his age.
Oh, when he shaves? Okay,
Yeah.
see, I haven't seen the new Bill and Ted, but I've seen all the John Wicks.
Yeah.
And it looks the same.
The new Bill and Ted was actually kind of funny. I enjoyed it much.
Yeah, that was. I have it sitting around here somewhere. But
the girl that plays Ted's daughter, Theodore's daughter, Keanu Reeves' daughter. I forget who she is, but oh man, DJ Tanner from Full House.
DJ Tanner, she's a very attractive. She's married.
And
so
wasn't she? Who's the one from? No, oh, that was from Boy Meets World. Never mind, the one that I was.
Topanga.
Jodie Sweetin.
But there's also somebody from Boy Meets Girl. I was thinking when you mentioned the one from Full House, I was thinking that you were talking about the boy from Boy Who Meets World who became a girl. When he was
No, he never did become a girl. That was another fake thing too. No one transitioned.
I'm confused
Paul
by
Pfeiffer's
that.
Marilyn Manson. Did y'all know that? The guy who played Paul Pfeiffer's Marilyn.
That's
an urban legend.
That was a big urban legend in the '90s, and man, it was going around the whole decade. But that's who that was.
Yeah,
Interesting.
No, you know what's really weird is Mary Kate and Ashley still look like they're like in their teens.
And Elizabeth Olsen came out of nowhere and is more attractive than Mary Kate and Ashley. The tortoise versus the hares. She just came in out of nowhere.
Because Elizabeth is younger than them, a couple years younger.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Those two look well used.
They do.
Well,
they look strong out. Well, not so much anymore. I think they're a little bit healthier looking now.
Yeah. They look like they were rode hard and put away wet.
Yeah.
Thinking a little of the cocaine and heroin in their lives.
I don't think it was sex, but okay.
I think it was drugs. I think it was drugs and booze. Probably.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is. That's true.
Isn't that Dana White thing?
Is it?
There's a big thing. There's a big thing. Him on he was answering at a press conference and he's talking about cocaine and he goes, "It's a hell of a drug."
He got that from the Chappelle Show, Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories.
Okay.
Rick James, bitch.
Rick James, yeah.
No, I still think the funniest thing I ever saw on that show was where they got
the blind KKK guy, black KKK.
No, which is funny. But no, where they got
I love that.
Let's make a deal. Whose line is it anyway?
Oh yeah,
Wayne Brady.
Well, they got Wayne Brady.
Do I have to choke a bitch?
Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch?
Oh my gosh!
You know how that came about?
Did he actually choke someone?
No. There's a comedian on the show who did. He said something to the effect of Wayne Brady makes Greg Gumbel look like Malcolm X, and that really pissed off Wayne Brady. And Dave Chappelle found out about it. Goes, "Hey, look, I didn't know that he was going to make that joke. Come on in here. I've got an idea for a skit." And they did that. And then Wayne Brady actually came up with the idea at the end where he's singing and he broke the cop's neck. But I mean, that was such a great skit. I'm on the floor every time I see that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's a little light.
I used to like the one he's in the club. He says it's Tupac. What the heck? He's live.
No, there's actually a story. Dave Chappelle did this, and he said the last cover on Prince did his last album. It was a single or something like that. It was called Pancakes or something like that. And on the cover is Dave Chappelle dressed as Prince with pancakes, and he says that was such a fucking power move. And he's like, I can't complain about this. And let it go. And it was like right before he died. And he's just like, fuck, it's Prince. What are you going to? I sat there and made fun of him all this time. And it was funny. It was a power move. So I'm not, it was.
Dana McKellar, is that the one that played Wendy?
She was the Wonder Years girl, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. She ended up being, didn't she end up being like I don't know who I'm thinking of. She's like a really brainy kid. Brainy person.
She was Miss Martian on Young Justice. Big voice.
Was she really?
Yeah.
And also, you know who Amy Farrah Fowler
is
actually
Bloom or Blossom.
Blossom. She actually is has a doctorate in neuroscience or something like that.
She was a guest host of Jeopardy for a bit,
Yeah,
I think.
that's why they put that in there, is because she actually has a PhD in that shit. So
Rhaegar, I'll see you 2 out of 3. Alexandra and Jordan are very cute. Charlize,
what?
She reminds me too much of Michelle Pfeiffer.
You don't like African American women, now, Zach?
She's South African.
Oh, she's transgender and her children. It's
yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
Again, it's the whole hot to crazy ratio.
Yeah.
Who's the one that's married to Ryan Gosling? Eva Mendes.
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Is that Ava? Oh, I forgot about Ava Mendes.
She's a very plain, boring wife.
Yeah.
She used to be like, man, I had a thing for Ava Mendes.
That's from
Isn't
the
she?
other guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't she Roxanne in Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Hannah. I'm leaving. That woman is full.
Daryl Hannah, yeah. Splash.
Barbara Feldon.
She was naked and she showed her splash, didn't she?
Where was it? Was this Daryl Hannah? I think of the guy from SNL. That's why.
Oh, Daryl Hannah. Yeah.
I don't know why I was getting those 2 days confused.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her better than I like.
Before she married Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Before she got with Jamie Foxx, she just looks very old right now.
And I'm gonna die on this hill. She was a better Rachel than
than Maggie Gyllenhaal, 100%.
Yes. And I agree, and I like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie was okay. She was good, but Katie was just that much better.
Yes. Now she wasn't all that bright for leaving with to do with another movie, that other movie, which no one can remember the name of.
I think she was with Tom Cruise. No, I think she was with Tom Cruise at that time, and I heard he talked to her. He was like directing her on what she should.
He was like super, like commanding.
Yeah, I heard stories about what she had to do to get out from under his control, and it's just
right.
Sounds horrific.
Change the name of the to rating hot celebrity chicks.
Sure. Jennifer Garner, by the way, is also an ageless looking. Like I don't think she's aged a day since she was on Alias.
So I was living with my older brother down in LA, this place called Pacific Palisades. I don't know if you know it or not.
Yeah.
It's
I go to LA every week. Sure. I know where it is.
But
I've heard of it.
It goes Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, right along PCH. I mean, right before along Sunset, right before you turn up to go to Malibu. So it's a really rich area of town. My brother told me that he'd take my nephew out to the park every day to watch my nephew play. And then there's this lady there that was there with her kids. And he'd just sit there and talk to her while the kids played. And he had no idea who the woman was. And, they for this longest time, then finally one time on TV, he looked up, he saw her, and it was Jennifer Gardner.
Wow.
Gardner. No.
I was like, dude, I can't believe that you have no idea who Jennifer Gardner is. I didn't know who she was.
Alias, man.
I think you're going to see it's Michelle Pfeiffer. Bring it all circle, Zach.
But you know who I actually became friends with down there? Denise Crosby.
Really?
Yes. She lived about 2 blocks away from my older brother.
So she's cool then in her life?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you look right here, signed to me.
Oh, cool.
Signed to me. I went and there's actually a picture of me standing with her kind of outside of her house. We angled so people couldn't see her house, but it was right in front of it. But, She still asks my brother when she sees him how I'm doing.
Very nice.
Very nice woman.
Nice. All right. We've done 18 minutes talking about women. We want to I think that's enough for tonight.
Now let's talk about the guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Gender equality.
Zach, you go first.
Chris Pratt, every day.
Ryan Reynolds, man. Geek Easy, it's your turn.
I have to go.
And you can let us know if you want to be the bottom or the top.
Oh, I'd have to go with a young Sean Connery.
Okay.
Young Sean Connery.
I actually respect that. Original James Bond. I can
Is
respect
it the chest hair or the voice that you like?
It's got to be
It's the
chest
accent.
hair.
Gives me chub,
Okay.
man.
Okay. I don't like the Wait,
No, just now it's up to you guys to figure out if I'm actually being serious or not.
Oh gosh.
Elliot Page for me. Elliot Page.
I liked Elliot Page back in 2003. That was like peak Elliot Page.
That's the one person. That's the one person for Lucian. Elliot Page. You can sit. The answer's the same depending on what year it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to close your eyes and picture whichever one you want.
Remember when Elliot Page was in Juno? That version of Elliot Page. Yeah. Okay.
Sit there and feel all the scars from the surgery.
It's so weird. It's so weird. My husband's pregnant now.
That's normal. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
All right. You guys know the drill. If you haven't already done so, please click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications on here. Also, turn on YouTube notifications on your browser. That also help out with notifications as well.
Yeah. That's true.
And if you want to, you can also leave a comment down below. Let us know what books you got this week, and what books maybe you're looking forward to next week. If you want to jump the gun. We're also looking for people who want to donate to the channel. If you go to the Ko-Fi link, going across screen right now, ko-fi.com/Palpatine. You can donate at least $1, and you're eligible to help us choose our next comic book readings, which we do on Fridays and Sunday nights, starting at 7:15 p.m. Central. 2 readings both nights. Crazy. We are reading tomorrow. We're going to be reading The Tomb of Dracula, number 18, which is Werewolf by Night versus
blah.
That. Yes. And then after that, we'll be reading Marvel Spotlight number 2, featuring the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. It's crazy.
It's not Halloween yet. Don't you want to pace yourself?
We are in October.
Matter of fact, that's what some girl was telling me last night. It's not Halloween, dude.
And you said, "Fuck you! I'm not that old. I don't have a."
And I just said, "What do I care about what you think? It's all about me." And so,
Yes.
Yes.
It's a race, and I'm sitting there going.
Then on Sunday, we'll be reading the follow-up. We'll be reading another Tomb of Dracula number 19 with Dracula versus Lisa Van Helsing, or I said Rachel Van Helsing, and
Lisa's the uglier, dumber sister.
Yes, it's not good.
We don't talk about Lisa or Bruno.
Or Borat. No, so the second reading for Sunday is we're talking to Pixel. It is I believe it's Spider-Man 126. It's a follow-up to the Man-Wolf story where Jameson turns into the Man-Wolf. Jameson's son.
Oh, John Jameson.
John Jingle Jameson Heimer-Smith.
His name is my name too. He marries the She-Hulk at one point. Did you know that? He marries She-Hulk. I think it's during Dan Slott's run.
But that's also because she was being manipulated by.
Still, he's one lucky SOB.
Yeah, no kidding. And yes, I bet you I know who the man was in that relationship.
Still probably him, because She-Hulk was still pretty feminine back then.
Yes, he was chasing tail back then too.
Oh! Zinger.
He likes to sniff.
Why are we saying "rip dick" in the chat every this is the second time? Who is Dick Butkiss?
Zach.
Chicago Bears coach, wasn't he?
Did you ever see
the Bears?
Do you ever watch Blazing Saddles?
I've seen the
That's Alex Garrett.
Mongo.
That's Alex Garrett.
It's not Dick Butkiss.
Oh, that's right. Okay, different person. Sorry,
it's a different person. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same era in NFL. But
how about Webster?
That's Alex Garrett too.
I guess he's Dick Butkus'
Well,
twin.
if you've seen either one of those two, that wasn't Dick Butkus. So
Okay.
If you just Google image search Dick Butkus with the safe search off, you'll be fine. Don't worry.
and that's why he was one of the meanest people. That's why he was one of the meanest people in the NFL because he grew up with the name Dick Butkus.
I believe it. I believe it.
You can't grow up to be a nice guy with that name.
You've seen, hey, Zach,
kids can be really nice.
Rocky too, right? You remember how Rocky's named Butkus? That's who he's named for.
Okay. Alrighty.
There you go.
All right,
and that's
kids.
Sylvester Stallone. That was his dog in real life, and that's who he really named him after.
All right.
Mongo is just a pawn in the game of life.
On that note of Dick and Butkus, we'll be ending this thing.